Point 1. Respond with calm and composure, not anger. Nothing cuts deeper than disrespect from your own family. Strangers can insult you, and it stings for a moment. But when it's your children, your siblings, or your spouse dismissing you, it feels like a betrayal. The first instinct for many older people is to raise their voice, argue, or withdraw completely. But here's the truth. Anger never creates respect. In fact, it feeds the disrespect. The first thing to do when your family disrespects you is to stay calm, centered, and composed. It's counterintuitive, but calmness is your power. Why calmness earns quiet respect? It breaks the pattern of conflict. Family members expect an emotional reaction. When you stay calm, you surprise them and stop the cycle. It shows self-mastery. People respect those who can control themselves, even in provocation. It signals inner strength. It protects your health. Explosive arguments raise blood pressure, stress hormones, and heart risk, all more dangerous after 60. Calmness safeguards your physical well-being. It allows you to think clearly. Instead of reacting, you can respond thoughtfully and choose your words with intention. It models mature behavior by showing composure. You teach younger family members how grown adults handle conflict. Over time, this shifts how they treat you. Real-life example. Imagine this scenario. Mr. David, 72, constantly feels dismissed by his adult children. They interrupt him at family dinners, mock his opinions, and often talk over him. In the past, David would slam his hands on the table and argue, which only made them roll their eyes. One day he decided to stop reacting. When someone interrupted, he calmly paused, looked at them, and said, "I'll finish my thought in a moment." He lowered his voice instead of raising it. He refused to match their disrespect with aggression. After several weeks, his children noticed the change. They began to slow down, listen, and even apologize. David didn't demand respect, he embodied it. How to practice calm composure in the moment. Pause before speaking. Take a deep breath or a sip of water. Give your nervous system time to cool. Lower your tone. Slow your words. A quiet, steady voice forces others to lean in and listen. Use neutral phrases. Instead of "you always disrespect me," try "let's pause, I'd like to finish what I was saying." Step away if needed. Excuse yourself to the bathroom or step outside to reset your emotions. Rehearse calm responses ahead of time. Practicing phrases like "I'll respond to that later" can prevent knee-jerk reactions. Mindset shift. Closing for point 1. So the first step when your family disrespects you is to stay calm and composed. This single shift transforms how they see you. Instead of being part of the conflict, you become the anchor in the storm. And over time, calmness builds quiet respect because people instinctively respect those who cannot be provoked. Point 2. Set clear and respectful boundaries without drama. Respect is not just given, it's taught. And one of the biggest mistakes older adults make when facing disrespect is tolerating it in silence. Silence may keep the peace in the moment, but over time it tells others, "You can treat me however you want." That's why the second step in earning quiet respect is to set clear and respectful boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to push family away. They're rules of respect that protect your dignity and peace. And when they're expressed calmly, without yelling, without drama, they change the entire dynamic. Why boundaries are essential. They teach people how to treat you. If you don't define what's acceptable, others will cross lines without hesitation. They protect your emotional health. Without boundaries, resentment builds. Boundaries stop anger from festering. They increase your self-respect. The moment you honor your limits, you prove to yourself that you matter. They reduce future conflict. Clear rules prevent the same arguments from happening again and again. They create mutual understanding. Boundaries aren't punishments, they're instructions for healthier relationships. Real-life example. Consider Mrs. Helen, 69. Her grown daughter often showed up unannounced, criticized her cooking, and borrowed money without saying thank you. Helen felt hurt, but avoided saying anything, afraid of causing distance. One day, after talking with a counselor, she decided to set gentle boundaries. She told her daughter calmly, "I love when you visit, but I need you to call first. I also can't lend money anymore, but I'd love to help you budget if you'd like." At first, her daughter was upset, but over time, she adjusted. The relationship became more respectful because Helen stopped accepting treatment that drained her. Her boundary wasn't about control, it was about mutual respect. How to set boundaries without drama. Be direct, not harsh, use I statements. Example, I feel disrespected when I'm interrupted. I'd like to finish speaking before being answered. Stay consistent. If you enforce the boundary sometimes, but not always, family won't take it seriously. Don't over-explain. You don't owe a long justification. A clear, calm statement is enough. Use natural consequences. If someone yells, say, I'll continue this conversation when we're both calmer, then step away. Practice in small steps. Boundaries are not selfish, they're a form of self-respect. And when you respect yourself, others begin to respect you too. Closing for point 2. So the second step when your family disrespects you is to set clear and respectful boundaries. Not through anger, not through silence, but through calm, firm words and consistent actions. Over time, your family learns that you value yourself, and once you value yourself, they have no choice but to value you as well. Point 3. Protect your peace by choosing when, and when not, to engage. Here's a hard truth. Not every battle is worth fighting. Especially in families, arguments can spiral over the smallest things: a forgotten phone call, a disagreement about chores, or a careless comment. When you're disrespected, your instinct may be to immediately correct, defend, or explain. But here's the wisdom doctors, therapists, and even spiritual leaders agree on. Your peace matters more than winning an argument. That's why the third strategy is to choose when, and when not to engage. Protecting your energy means learning which moments deserve your voice and which deserve your silence. Why choosing engagement carefully matters. Prevents energy drain. Endless arguments exhaust your body and mind. At 70+, protecting energy is vital for health. Shows emotional intelligence. People respect those who know when to speak and when to step back. It shows wisdom, not weakness. Reduces family tension. If you stop fueling every fire, the household naturally becomes calmer. Keeps you in control. Walking away or staying silent is not surrender. It's a powerful choice that puts you in charge of your reactions. Strengthens your words when you do speak. If you only engage in what truly matters, your family learns that when you do speak, it's worth listening to. Real-life example. Take Mr. Samuel, 75. His adult son constantly made sarcastic jokes at his expense during family dinners. Samuel used to argue every time, which only escalated the tension. One day, he changed his approach. Instead of snapping back, he paused, smiled calmly, and chose silence. Later, when his son asked him a serious question about finances, Samuel engaged fully, speaking clearly, wisely, and respectfully. Over time, his son realized, Dad doesn't argue about nonsense, but when he speaks, it matters. Samuel protected his peace and, in doing so, taught his son the value of listening, how to practice selective engagement. Pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? If the answer is no, step back. Use silence as power. Not every insult or interruption needs a reply. Silence can be louder than words. Walk away calmly. Excuse yourself with dignity. I'll step away for now. Let's talk later. Save your voice for what truly matters. Mindset shift. Protecting your peace doesn't mean ignoring disrespect. It means deciding that your peace of mind is too valuable to be wasted on meaningless battles. When you refuse to engage in every fight, you stop being reactive and start being intentional. That shift alone earns quiet respect because people realize you're no longer easy to provoke. Closing for point 3. So the third step when facing family disrespect is to protect your peace by choosing when and when not to engage. You are not required to attend every argument you're invited to. Sometimes your silence speaks louder than your words. And sometimes the greatest sign of strength is not fighting at all. Point 4. Lead by example. Show the respect you expect. Respect in families is like a mirror. Often, what we give is what we receive back. If we expect respect from our children, our spouse, or relatives, then we must also model the very behavior we want to see. This doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. It means remembering that tone, patience, and kindness set the tone for how others respond to you. When you live respect, you quietly demand it without ever raising your voice. Why leading by example works. Respect begets respect. People are far more likely to treat you with courtesy if you consistently treat them with courtesy. Breaks generational patterns. families often repeat cycles of yelling or dismissiveness. By choosing respect, you change the family culture, earns admiration, not fear. Fear may silence others temporarily, but respect earns genuine, lasting honor, creates emotional safety. When family members feel safe around you, they naturally open up, share more, and value your presence. Builds legacy. Younger generations watch how you behave. By modeling respect, you plant seeds for how they will treat their own children one day. Real-life example. Consider Mrs. Dorothy, 71. She often felt disrespected because her grandchildren would ignore her advice. Instead of scolding them, she shifted her approach. She began listening more carefully, praising their small achievements, and speaking to them with genuine warmth. When they interrupted, she said calmly, "I want to hear your thoughts, but let me finish mine first." In time, her grandchildren mirrored her tone. They began listening, waiting for her to finish, and showing appreciation. Dorothy didn't demand respect, she modeled it, until it became the natural rhythm of the relationship. How to model respect daily. Use gentle words, even when firm, instead of "stop interrupting me." Try "I'll continue after I finish this thought." Acknowledge others' feelings, even if you disagree. Say "I hear you" before offering your perspective. Avoid mockery or dismissal. Family members often remember the tone of your words more than the content. Express gratitude regularly. Thank your spouse for small tasks. Thank your children for visits or calls. Gratitude softens hearts. Maintain dignity in conflict. Never stoop to name-calling or sarcasm. By keeping dignity, you hold the higher ground. Mindset shift. Some seniors think, "I've earned respect by age alone." Well, age does deserve honor. True respect is reinforced by character. When your actions reflect patience, kindness, and dignity, your age becomes even more admirable. You stop being someone who demands respect, and you become someone who naturally commands it. Closing for point 4. So the fourth step when your family disrespects you is to lead by example. By consistently showing the respect you expect, you teach your family how to treat you. And in the process, you leave behind more than just memories. You leave a legacy of dignity that echoes for generations.